Today we're in beautiful Bardstown, Kentucky, in the heart of bourbon country at the Civil War Museum of the Western Theater. On behalf of all the organizers of the upcoming Garfield's Ascent event, we welcome you here, and we're going to show you around and show you some of the more predominant exhibits they have here and why they're important. And we are going to be meeting with Steve Munson, who owns a lot of these relics, and he's so kind to have us here and show us around and tell us about everything. Give us an idea how this museum got its start and why it started.
Well, yeah, it was interesting. I'd been collecting all my life, and some people approached me. One was the head of the Parks Department, Kenny Raper. God love him, he's passed away now, and Dr. Harry Spalding also has passed. And they had this idea. This used to be the ice house for the city of Bardstown. And they said, well, look, we'd love for you to put your collection in the museum, and let's see if we can get something going. And they had the idea of the cabins and on. And so it just kind of snowballed. So we went to the state, and I tagged along with them. And they bought the property, this particular property only, and then they leased it back to us for 99 years, for $1 a year. And we renovated the building, and we actually reopened in the early 90s. And, day-to-day operations has been I think we're in our 26th year here.
So Steve, I know this is one of your most prized exhibits here at the museum. Could you give us a little information on it?
What we have here in front of us is General Simon Boulevard Buckner and his son. This is the only general that survived the Civil War, and his son, not his grandson, became a 3-star general in World War II. And he was killed on the island of Okinawa. But you have some unique Kentucky stuff here and Southern-made stuff. You have a beautiful Leech and Rigdon officer's sword with the CS embossed in the guard. And that was made in Memphis, Tennessee. And of course, one of the rare firearms in existence is the Lamont revolver. And then kind of to the right side of the case there, we have his son's uniform from 1920. And we also have a silver service set that was presented to him in Louisville, Kentucky in 1916. It's just a wonderful piece of history here.
Steve, we all know that the Civil War elevated a lot of people to almost fable status, but there was one family in particular that 17 members rose up through the ranks. And could you give us a little context on this display and how it ties in with them?
The Fighting McCooks from Ohio. And these guys were tenacious. And this is Edward McCook's display. All his personal stuff there. We even got his wallet and his hand pistol and his powder flask and his briarwood Zouave pipe. And what's also cool in there is the State of Ohio belt buckle. And we just have part of his belt, and I guess it's missing somewhere along the line, but that's really cool. And his staff and field sword. And this is just a real pleasure for you guys to even photograph this thing. This is General Sedgwick, and he was commander of the 2nd Kentucky Infantry. And the 2nd Kentucky Infantry fought all the battles of the Western Theater. But after the Battle of Atlanta, they called this gentleman back, Mr. Sedgwick, back to Kentucky. And he asked him to resign from the 2nd Kentucky and reform the African-American troops under the 114th at Camp Nelson. So he was one of the first commanders of the African-American troops at Fort Nelson. And then if you look over to the left, there's an American flag and a sash. And that was framed by his son. And that's the flag that they gave the African-American troops when they marched through Richmond. And that was the sash that he was wearing. But it's a great display, and it honors the African-American troops. It honors the 2nd Kentucky and General Sedgwick.